Good evening, welcome to ITV News Time Tease. Tonight's headlines. Requires improvement. The verdict of a police watchdog report into the performance of Cumbria Constabulary. The force's ability to investigate crime and support victims also scored poorly. Plus, UKIP launch their manifesto ahead of May's Holyrood elections. The details and the thoughts of Nigel Farage coming up. And time to say goodbye. After 8 years and nearly 300 games, Newcastle United captain Fabrizio Colaccini is leaving the club. Hello from Kenny and from me, welcome to the programme. First tonight, Cumbria's Police and Crime Commissioner says a minority of people are using Brexit as an excuse to racially abuse foreign nationals living in the UK. James, thanks for joining us this evening. Now, your team was involved in the search for the men. We've heard that they were all experienced hill walkers. Does this show that there's a danger for anyone who goes out in the hills? But some might ask, what is the point of having a UKIP county councillor? You campaign heavily on the national issues, but when it comes to the local issues, such as your policies on schools and roads, for example, I mean, what are they?
One of the ways you change legislation in Parliament is by influencing hearts and minds.
But what happens when it comes to the hearts and minds of your own constituents? I mean, a recent poll said that 96% of your constituents who were polled disapproved of your actions. Surely that is not good for anyone. Here to tell us more about it are Kate Rudkin from Age UK Norfolk and Richard Taylor, who's hoping to become a kitchen king, having been on the course. Come on then, Richard, how was it?
Very good, yes. Learnt a lot more.
You feel more confident?
Yes, I do feel a lot more confident now, yes, and mixing up and getting things ready, yes.
Excellent. Yeah. Now, just tell me, what were your skills like to begin with? What was your cooking like before this, generally?
A disaster.
Be honest. Kenny joins us now in the studio. Kenny, there really wasn't much notice about this trip, was there? In fact, Barry only received the call from the Foreign Office at 3 a.m. yesterday morning. Now, he asked you to join him. While it was rushed, the families really appreciated the opportunity to be there, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely they did.
Now, you're very excited about this next report, aren't you? Yeah, very excited. He's walked on water, levitated above the Shard and even predicted the World Cup outcome. And tonight, the famous magician Dynamo will attempt to wow a live audience at the Metro Arena in Newcastle.
Now, this guy is absolutely incredible.
He really is amazing,
It's definitely magic.
It definitely is magic. And this is magic. Look, Helen managed to get a signed card to Emma and also one to Helen.
Yeah.
Not one
she
for Kenny.
She couldn't magic one up for me, could she?
Sorry.
Here's Lucy Verasamy with the weather.
Tickets for Beyoncé's performance at the Stadium of Light have sold out. Only hospitality tickets are now left after 52,000 were snapped up in less than 24 hours. Not bad. Oh, who doesn't love Beyoncé?
Go on, give us a song.
Would be here all night long. It's just over 2 weeks until Christmas, and I don't know about you, but my thoughts are already turning to food.
What a surprise. And one TV star who knows all about food, well, that's chef Antonio Carluccio, a successful businessman and restaurateur. He's been in Norwich promoting his new autobiography, Recipe for Life.
So I caught up with him to talk all things foodie.
Lovely.
Christmas just wouldn't be Christmas without the food. And if there's one man who knows his beetroot from his bananas, it's Antonio Carluccio. What is your key to good food?
My motto is MOF. Minimum of fuss, maximum of flavour.
And it wasn't long before Antonio got some festive inspiration. To hear Antonio's full recipe on how to make a sweet salami with the dates, raisins and figs, just head to our website. And after all that shopping, Antonio's best tip for a winter warmer, a good Italian espresso.
Merry Christmas. Buon Natale.
Oh, I'm so excited as well because here is the sweet salami cooked by you.
Yes, I rustled it up this morning because I
Rustled it
thought,
up,
I better
indeed.
just see if this works. And it does.
Should I?
Do, try.
Okay,
Go on,
here
tell me what
it
you think.
goes.
Emma Baker is at the scene tonight. Emma.
Yes, well, emergency services were called to this industrial estate here in Great Yarmouth shortly before 2:30 this afternoon. It's understood that construction workers from an outside company have been working here on the site, building a new facility, when a steel structure fell on top of them. Well, Becky, to be frank, it leaves both sides in limbo here this evening and for the weekend. Another date has passed and still no end has been set for this 10-year battle. I have to say, when the news came through here this afternoon, there was very little celebration on this site behind me amongst the travellers. Relief, yes. Jubilation, no.
Emma, how significant is this?
Well, of course, that will depend on who you talk to. The government would argue this will make a significant contribution to Britain's energy supply. 100 wind turbines just 7 miles behind me off the coast here in Kent, covering a space that spans 4,000 football pitches. Border Life this week takes to the seas to tell the story of the smugglers who use the southwest coast of Scotland to beat the taxman. Every twist and turn has been designed to stretch the mind and inspire, not just down here on the ground, but also up above. To walk these beaches is to follow in the footsteps of Romans, Celts and Vikings. This was a busy trade route for ships, a crossing point for drovers taking sheep to English markets. And if you go back more than 1,000 years, that's what drew the Vikings here. Not the raping and pillaging for which they were legendary, but some fantastic fishing. Only 83 bodies were ever recovered from the wreckage. They were buried here in a mass grave. But 215 of the dead are marked on this wall. And it's so easy, of course, to look at these plaques and think it's just a list of names. But every single name, it's someone who was a son, a brother, perhaps a father. Every single one was a young man with a home and a family and a future, which was taken away in just a matter of seconds. Of course, one of the amazing things of being on a boat like this is the fact that you get to see the shoreline in a completely different way to anything that you would normally. And of course, you can imagine that that would have been the real strength of the smugglers, because they would have known all of these shores like the back of their hand, and they would have known all the best hiding places. Yes, I'll be back with an update at 10:30, but for now, from all the team here, goodbye and thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.